Disclaimer: this fan fiction is only for entertainment purposes, so please don't take it seriously and don't be offended. It's just a story made out of my imagination, so it doesn't define any character in real life. I hope you will enjoy the story and leave positive comments without hating the author and character. I don't count any pictures, but the storylines are completely mine. I will do voiceover, so you can mute it if you want. Hope you will like the video.
Ian, good afternoon, sir. You sit down on the chair with a smile. You are here for an interview to be a nanny for a 5-year-old girl. The job offer was so good that you couldn't resist coming when you got the chance. You can only see the back of the child's father who will be interviewing you because he is sitting with his back facing you. Then he suddenly stands up and turns around with a smirk. Nice to see you again, my little devil. Your smile vanished while your mouth fell wide open, seeing your college bully, Jungkook, in front of you after years. He was grinning, being satisfied by your reaction. He tilted his head with a mischievous smirk. Jungkook, I am glad to tell you that you are hired. Ian, rejected. You say immediately with anger in your eyes. You stood up, took your file, and walked towards the door in a hurry. Holding a doorknob, you were just about to open it when a hand rested on door, making it slam again. You flinch a little as you can feel that now he is standing close to you and behind you. Jungkook, I didn't told you that you can leave at. Ian, I don't need your permission to do anything. You say while turning around and looking into his eyes directly. He smirked while caging you between his arms. Your back was touching the door now, making you nervous, but you didn't break the eye contact with him. Ian, you intentionally didn't write your name on that image, and the person with whom I talked wasn't you either. Otherwise, I will recognize your voice immediately. You say, still in anger. Jungkook, will you come here if you once found out that it was me who was going to hire you? Ian, no. You reply instantly, making him chuckle lowly. Ian, it's not a joke to stop chuckling and don't make that is so fun face. Jungkook, but it is fun. Jungkook said with a smile. His hand reached out to touch your hair, but you lightly slapped his hand before he could do it. Ian, you didn't change a bit. Jungkook, neither did you. He said with a small smile and a relaxed posture. Ian, don't you have any shame left in you now? Even after having a child, you are trying to. A girl? I pity the girl who married you. Jungkook, sadly, there's none whom you have to pity, as there's only two girls in my life now, you and my little princess. You raised your eyebrow in confusion. Jungkook, she is my cousin's daughter, but now she have no one left to call a family, so I adopt her. But don't tell her this, as she don't know about it. And by the way, I am as always singer who is ready to mingle with you. He murmured last two words which you definitely hear but pretend like you didn't. Ian, didn't knew you could do good work too. Jungkook, sternly I do. Jungkook said with a proud look on his face making you chuckle. Ian, you really didn't change. Jungkook, so could you please become her nanny and help me to take care of her? You like kid and she is really cute too. Jungkook said while showing you his puppy eyes which made you roll your eyes. Ian, fine, let's go meet her. Jungkook smiled and took a step back, giving you space so that you could open the door. You both were in his cabin right now, and he is the CEO of this company. You walked out and he followed you with a beaming expression. Jungkook, Princess, see who we have here? Jungkook said to the child who was playing alone in the living room of his mansion. That girl looks at him, then at you, and a big smile came on her lips. She left her toys there and came running towards you, then hugged you tightly, caught you off guard. Yuma, you came back, she said excitedly, making you shocked. You looked at Jungkook with wide eyes while he was looking at you with an awkward smile. He whispered in your ear after a few seconds of your stare. Jungkook, she wasn't getting ready to get a nanny, so I made a small story. Jungkook said with a funny smile which made you glare deadly at him. Just then, the little girl looked at Jungkook and said, Appa, you are the best. You really bring Yuma back. Jungkook, I have to. After all, I promised my little princess. Jungkook said while picking her up in his arms. Jungkook said her name to you without making any sound. Rhea, so that Rhea won't feel sad, thinking that you don't even knew her name. Rhea signaled you to come closer to her. Even though you were angry on Jungkook, still you smile a little looking at Rhea and go near her. She kissed on your right cheek with a smile and said cutely, Rhea, I am so happy because you came back. I love you, Yuma. Ayan, I love you too. You say, while cupping her face, which made her giggle in happiness. Suddenly, Jungkook on you on your left cheek, making your eyes widen. You looked at him in shock. Jungkook, I am happy too, he said with a smirk, then looked at Ia to ignore your glare. Jungkook, now let's go and make something good for Yuma, so that she will love us more. Rhea, yep, let's go. They would leave immediately, while your cheek turned into a little crimson red color. You just where they both you and a smile. He left for abroad after completing his college, and you never thought that you will miss him, but you did. Even though he was a bully, but he was a cute and protective bully who always saved you from others and in the name of bullying just tease you. Today, you were happy to see him again, but a little sad when you found out that he is a father. For a moment, you felt sad for not confessing that time even when you have a chance, but now you are happy. At least you can live with him now because he made you Ria's nanny for 24/7, which includes your stay at his house. You followed both of them in the kitchen, hiding your blush and smile. Iron, and then they both live happily ever after. You were telling a bedtime story to Ria, who was laying on bed hugging you. You two were laying beside her with a smile. Jungkook, looks like my princess and my devil won't forget about me after meeting each other. I am sad. Jungkook said, pouting while coming inside the room. He left for office after giving you a tour of his house, then came back just now. Ria looked at him and giggled. Ria, Appa, come here. Lay down with us and tell us a story. Show you, Ma, that you are also a good storyteller. Your heartbeat increased a little at Ria's sudden demand, but still you maintained to calm yourself down. You thought he will lay on the other side of the bed beside Leah, but for your shock, he lay behind you and wrapped his one hand around your waist, making you breathe hissed. He smirked, seeing your reaction. Without turning around, you looked at him and mumbled, Ian, what are you doing? Jungkook, being comfortable on bed? Jungkook said with a mischievous smile. Ian, then lay on other side of the bed. Jungkook, but my comfort pillow is here in my arms. He said with a smirk, while his other hand roamed in your hair. You were about to say something when Ria spoke. Ria, Appa, story time. Jungkook, here we go. So, once upon a time, he started telling the story while his warm breath was touching your skin, which made you grip that habit in your fist in nervousness. He was clearly enjoying it. Just like always, his teachings never stopped. It was feel strangely comfortable and soothing for you, so you closed your eyes and without knowing you fell asleep. After months, you are sleeping so peacefully. Ria and Jungkook both realized that you fell asleep and looked at you. Ria, Appa, Yuma is so beautiful. Jungkook, she really is. Jungkook was staring at you lovingly when suddenly Ria's sudden change in expression caught his attention. Jungkook, what happened, princess? He asked in worry. Ria looked at him and said, Ria, what if I do something that upsets her and she will leave me again? What if she don't like me? If I become a bad kid then she will hate me? Jungkook, no, she never will. I told you, princess, that it was Dad's mistake. That's why Yuma left you and she misses you very much. But now she is back and I promise she won't leave us. Just believe on that, okay? Jungkook said while patting Ria's head, and Ria nodded then hugged you tightly. Jungkook, too, just lay there without moving even a bit. He was happy to see what his girl with him today. They both, too, didn't realize when they fell asleep. Days passed by like minutes, and you settled with both of them like they were your real family. It's been more than 1 month now, and you fall for cute Ria completely. It was weekend, so Jungkook was home, but he was still working. When you and Ria go in his study room to give him some snacks, you both found him sleeping on couch. He was really tired, but seeing him like that, a mischievous idea came into your mind. You looked at Ria and signaled her to bring the sketch pens from her room. She immediately bring them, while you settled on your knees in front of couch. You took one pen from her and started drawing on Jungkook's face. Ria copied you too, and you both giggled. You both were having fun until he suddenly opened his eyes and grabbed your wrist. Jungkook, having fun, girls? Ria stood up and ran away while giggling, but you just awkwardly smiled as his grip was firm on your wrist. Suddenly, he pulled you on couch on himself, then took a flip, making you lay beneath him. Your breath hissed, seeing him smirking while being so close to you. You got a mini heart attack when you saw a sketch pen in his hand and understand his intentions. Ian, no, no, Jungkook, please. See, my skincare products are really expensive and I have to do very much work to take care of my skin. You know how badly my skin reacted with these types of fine sketches or colors. So please, anything but not this. You say, almost begging him to not do it while struggling in his grip. Your eyes stare at his hand which hold a sketch which made him chuckle slowly. Jungkook, if I can't use the sketch then can I paint your skin with my lips? Your movement stopped and you looked at him in shock. Even your ear turned red now. His smirk and intense gaze was making the situation worse. Just then your eyes landed on his lips and your heartbeat stopped. You gulped while staring at his lips. Jungkook, you really want it? Jungkook said, clearly amused by your reaction. Your eyes widen at his words and you come out of your Delulu world. You pushed him away hardly and he landed on floor on his butt. Before he could even react, he saw you running out the room and he burst out in laughter. You run like you never did. Not even when he was running behind you with a fake lizard. You hate lizards and you are scared of them too. In your hand, in college days. Jungkook, paint with my lips? I am really losing my mind. He said with a low chuckle. Ria, wow, it tastes so good. Ria say, tasting the batter which you made for your cake while sitting on the kitchen counter. Few days more passed by like this and Jungkook teasing never stopped. Today, you were making cake for all of you as Ria wants to eat it. Jungkook didn't come home from office as though you were enjoying yourself until a pair of hands wrapped around your waist, making you glare at him without turning around. Jungkook, who just came home, show you his bunny smile, then say to Ria, Jungkook, you know, princess, I also made cake for your Yuma in our college days. Ria, oh, how was it, Yuma? Ian, it was really good. So good that I made your appa eat it whole by slamming it on his face. You say, with a proud smile while Jungkook pouted fakely. Jungkook, see Ria, your Yuma is so bad. She didn't even care about the cake which I made for her myself. Ria, appa, I would believe you if only you don't do that fake pout. I know you better than anyone. Yuma, he did something with cake, didn't he? Ria said by glaring at Jungkook, making him avoid eye contact with a childish smile. Ian, oh, my sweet baby, you are right. He added salt and chili in that cake instead of sugar. And he gave me that cake on my birthday. Can you believe it? Ria, bad appa. How could you do it? Jungkook pulled Ria up in his arms, then kissed her cheek and said, Jungkook, but later I gave Yuma a surprise party and many gifts too. I made your Yuma look like a real princess that day. I even have photo of her of that day in my phone. Ian, you have what? You asked immediately in shock because even you didn't have that photo because it happens in starting days of your college. Jungkook, every single one of them. My phone is filled with your photos and videos. He said while not making an eye contact with you. His words made your heartbeat fasten. Jungkook, I will come back after a shower. He put Ria on table and rapped. You smile a little knowing that he still cares. You enter in Jungkook's room to call him down for dinner but froze as you saw him coming out from bathroom. Only a towel was wrapped around his waist. His hair was wet and water was falling from it. His six abs were visible and they were looking too fur with dot water droplets making their way down on his body. He saw you staring at him and his eyes widened. He tried to cover his chest but it was already too late. You saw it. The tattoo of your name on left side of his chest. Your eyes widened and his heartbeat increased. You probably shouldn't look at it, but you did. Ian, I will come back later. You say and walked towards the door in a hurry. Before you could open it, he put his hand on the door, slamming it back in a hurry. He was standing behind you, now while his deep breath was hitting your skin. Jungkook, don't leave. I can explain. Jungkook said while thinking of any excuse that would sound good enough for you to not run away from him. You stood there frozen without saying anything as you know that things already came way too far and now neither of you can deny it. His intentions and feelings were clear from day one. It was you who ignored it, thinking it was as your imagination and gave excuses to yourself. You kept reminding yourself that there couldn't be anything between you two, but now those excuses don't work. Ian, when? Jungkook, huh? Ian, when did it start? Your feelings. When did they turn out to be like this? You say, making his eyes soften. He joins his forehead with the back of your head and his one hand wrapped around your waist, knowing that you finally aren't running away from him. Jungkook, from the start, you always kept distance with me when I try to behave like a gentleman. That's why I start teasing you and acting like a bully in front of you in college, so that you will notice my presence too, and you did. And every time you did, my feelings for you just grew deeper. I was going to confess on our farewell, but you didn't come. You left without telling me. Slowly, he turns you around and joins his forehead with yours, then slides his hand down your arms and grabbed your hand. Your breath hissed and you closed your eyes. He put your hand on his chest and you hear those unbelievably fast beating heartbeats. You opened your eyes and looked at him who just smiled. Jungkook, this is how it reacts every time my eyes landed on you. But you always ran away and I have to find you just like I did this time. Can I make a selfish request? He said, while looking into your eyes and you noticed slowly being lost in his eyes. Jungkook, stay. This time, just stay with me and Princess. I want. No, I need you. I really do. I want to spend time with you and we are like a real family. I want to share my everything with you. My heart, my place, my room, and even my bed and my life. Ian, why me? You asked while putting your one hand on his cheek and he smiled. Jungkook, because it's you. No reason, just you. You wrapped your hand around his neck and other one around his waist while a tear escaped your eyes in happiness. He too wrapped his one hand around you and with other he patted your head. Just then the room door opened and Ria entered. You both looked at her who blinked innocently while the area around her lips was covered with chocolate making her look ultra cute. You picked her up in your arms and hugged her tightly knowing that you finally have right on her now. She giggled, patted Jungkook on the side of your head and hugged you both happily. The end.